As promised in an earlier video on the subject of circumcision, see the link in the description below, and its more reflective and spiritual aspect, let's look at how this Brit is a covenant of flesh and light. The act of Brit Milah, the covenant of circumcision, is one of the most ancient and mysterious rites in Judaism. It's more than a ritual. It's a seal, a signature written not in ink or stone, but upon living flesh. And beneath its surface lies an entire universe of meaning, from the rational clarity of Rambam to the cosmic mysticism of the Zohar to the intimate spiritual insight of Hasidut. Rambam, in Moreh Nevukim, his monumental work, The Guide for the Perplexed, saw Brit Milah as a mark of partnership and discipline. It's not about mutilation or asceticism, he argued. It's about refining desire, setting boundaries between instinct and intellect, between chaos and covenant. He taught that holiness isn't escape from the physical world, it's mastery within it. Just as a craftsman shapes raw material into beauty, the human being shapes himself into a vessel for higher purpose. In the Rambam's eyes, Brit Milah is the rational act of alignment, an external mark of an internal commitment, that human will and divine will can meet consciously in the same body. The Zohar brings to light the covenant of cosmic flow. This work of Kabbalah takes us far beyond ethics into the anatomy of creation itself. Here, Brit Milah becomes a mystical tikkun, a rectification of the flow between heaven and earth. Yesod, the sephira of foundation, is the channel through which the divine energy, the Shefa, passes into the world. When Avraham entered the covenant, he wasn't just marking his body, he was opening the cosmic gate of Yesod, linking the divine masculine with the feminine presence, the Shekinah. The foreskin symbolizes obstruction, ego, self-absorption, the dam that blocks the flow of light. Circumcision, then, is not just removal, but release, a restoration of divine circulation between source and creation. The Zohar calls it Ot Birit Kodesh, the holy sign of the covenant, the seal of the king upon his creation. Where the Rambam saw covenantal reason, the Zohar sees divine engineering, or a universe wired for unity through sacred boundaries. Hasidut takes it from the flesh to the covenant of the heart, the soul. A few centuries after the Rambam and the first copies of the Zohar, the Baal Shem Tov and the Hasidic masters brought the teaching inward. They taught that Brit Milah is not complete until it's mirrored by the Milah Shelev, the circumcision of the heart. The physical act, they said, is the outer sign of an inner work, removing the orla, the husk, the klippa that dulls our awareness of Hashem. Every act of prayer, every moment of humility, every time the heart opens to compassion, that's another Brit, another cut through the veil that separates us from the divine flow. Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi in Tanya calls this the sanctification of creative power. When human desire is bound to divine intention, the physical becomes holy. When the covenant is honored, Yesod becomes a conduit of blessing, not merely reproduction, but creation itself. Seen working together, Rambam, the Zohar, and Hasidut form a threefold vision. The Rambam gives us the mind of discipline and partnership. The Zohar gives us the spirit, the intent, with cosmic flow and rectification. And finally, Hasidut gives us the heart, the soul of devotion and transformation. Three languages, one truth. Brit Milah is the act of aligning the human with the divine in body, in soul, and in intention. It is the declaration that the human being is not merely flesh, but a conscious channel for the infinite, the Echad. The covenant of the flesh is also the covenant of light, a mark not of separation, but of sacred connection between heaven, earth, and the human heart. Thank you for staying until the end of this video or blog post. I truly appreciate your support that can be shown best by clicking on that like or thumbs up button, by subscribing to the channel, and most importantly, through sharing my works with others. Until next time, this is Shmuel ben Shlomi of Shmu's Views, wishing you shalom.